Run. I get that cash and I flip it, yeah. I get that cash and I flip it.
Guys, it's me, Cherry, and I am back with another video. This video is gonna be pretty freaking short. It's really just, I guess it's gonna be a mix of my issues with anxiety and also why I personally chose to stop smoking. So I'm going to just tie those all into one because they are kind of all tied into one. If I'm a new face to you, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button and turn on my post notifications because I post sporadically and ain't no telling. So let's get right into this, you guys. Again, I'm gonna make this short. So I'm gonna start with my anxiety first and then I'll go into why I stopped smoking. So as far as my anxiety, so in 2017, I literally, I don't know what it was, y'all. In 2017, I started to get really bad anxiety to the point where I've had moments where like my heart was just beating so fast and I felt like my chest was tightening up and like my stomach was just in knots and like it was so uncomfortable. It felt like butterflies in your stomach, but not the good kind. Like it was just very, very uncomfortable and miserable. It was so miserable. And I don't know what triggered it. I don't know what triggered it. Now smoking did not trigger my anxiety. That's not where I'm going with this. Smoking did not trigger my anxiety. That's not where I'm going with this video. I'm just pairing them together in this video because it kind of ties in, but it was not a trigger for my anxiety. So just know that when I'm talking about this. But anyway, I started getting this really, really bad anxiety in 2017, and from the first episode, I thought that it was just gonna be that one time. I was like, oh, okay, like you're just like, I didn't know what it was at the time. I didn't even know it was anxiety. I just didn't know what it was. I was like, okay, like you feel this right now, but you know, go to sleep, you'll be fine. Like as soon as you get home, you'll be good. You just need to lay down. So between 2017 and now, my anxiety has gotten, it has skyrocketed, you guys. It has skyrocketed. I have no idea, or no, I do know some of the triggers for my anxiety. So one of my biggest triggers for my anxiety is whenever I don't feel financially stable. When I don't feel financially stable, I get very, very bad anxiety. And it's more so like when I don't feel financially stable, it won't be like, oh, I got a bill coming up, so I feel anxiety because of that bill that's coming up. It's not like that. It's like, oh, I know that right now I'm not where I want to be money-wise, and now I'm heading to go do something for the day, and I just got this random burst of anxiety that just hit me out of nowhere, and I can't seem to talk myself out of it. That's more so how it goes. It's like I know that the trigger is financial, but it happens at the most random times to where I know in my head it's like, you know, you're not in a, you know, you're in good surroundings right now, you're in good company, you know, you might be out doing something nice for the day, and not even like, and when I say nice, I don't mean like spending money, because of course, like if I don't feel where I'm at, if I don't feel where I need to be at financially, why would I be out, you know, blowing money? So it's not even like that. I mean doing something nice for the day, like maybe you're hanging out with your friends or something like that, like you're in good company, and y'all just chilling, and then I'll just get anxiety, and it is the worst feeling. Like y'all, when I say it's the worst feeling, and it's just gotten worse and worse, like it's literally gotten to the point where my stomach knots up so bad. Like it is so uncomfortable. It is to the point where I have had episodes where I just am like, rolling around all over, just rolling around in my bed because my anxiety is so bad and so through the roof that I can't even lay down comfortably because it's just like, I can't describe to y'all what it feels like. It just feels like somebody's taking my insides and just going like this, like, and just twisting them. And it just feels like somebody's taking my chest at the same time. So it feels like this in my stomach, and then it feels like somebody's taking my chest and going like this and just compressing it. And it feels horrible, honestly. It feels horrible. It just feels like the world is shrinking. That's what it feels like whenever you have, I don't know if I would call it anxiety attack or like panic attack. I don't know what I would call it. It just feels like the world is shrinking. It's uncomfortable. I've had plenty of times where I'm out doing something or I'm out at an event and I have to go home because my anxiety gets so bad that I need to be in my space because I feel safe in my space. And but that's not fun. Like, it's no fun having anxiety like that. That is that bad. So another thing that I will say with the anxiety is, with the anxiety, it's really weird because I am a people person. I've always been a people person. I love meeting new people. I love talking to new people. I love being in big crowds of people. I love being around people. Now, not all the time. I'm literally 50-50. I am just as much introverted as I am extroverted, but I love being around people. I just need to go recharge my battery, and I have to have time to myself, completely by myself as well. Like, I need it. But you know, I've never had problems with like big crowds or anything like that. Like, I've never, you know, busy cities, like nothing like that. Like, I've always been one of those people that, like, I love it. With my anxiety, what I've noticed is I started to get really bad social anxiety. So if I am out, I feel like it feels like everybody's looking at me. And I never used to be the one to feel like that. I was always the one that was like, I don't give a fuck. Even if everybody was looking at me, I was always the one that was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, let them look. I don't care. And I'm still like, let them look. I don't care. Like, I'm still gonna do whatever it is that I'm doing. Like, if I have my hair a certain way, if, you know, if I'm, whatever I'm doing, I'm still gonna do it. But it went from a genuine place of I literally don't give a fuck to now it's like I don't give a fuck, but I do give a fuck. It's like I don't, but it's like anxiety is like this little monster, and the little monster inside of me is just like, you know, it's like me, the me that knows myself, it's like, you know, you don't care what these people think about you. You don't care if they're staring at you. F it, girl. Like, you're minding your goddamn business. But the little monster is like, oh my God, they're all looking at you. Don't you see it? They're all looking at you. Like, are you doing something weird? Like, I think you're doing something weird. Like, why are they looking at you? And then the me is like in this inner conflict with this little monster. Or I really can't even call it little. It's really big at this point. And it gives me very bad social anxiety. It gives me very bad social anxiety, especially when, now that I'm up here in New York, which is crazy because I've always been the one that was like, oh, I'll be fine in New York because like I said, I love big crowds of people. I love fast-paced environments. I love all that. But now I'm in New York and I have to take public transit. It's gotten, I notice it. I can't say I notice it more because I already was starting to notice it a lot, but I notice it a lot still, just because now I take public transit and now, you know, it's just like I have this voice constantly in my head like, oh my God, like everybody's looking at you. And you know, driving around North Carolina, I could just get in my car and ain't nobody in the car but me. And if the person beside me at the light is looking at me, I don't give a fuck. That's one person and we're at the light and I'm about to drive off. Now it's like you're in the subways full of mad people. You're on streets full of mad people, and it's just like, it makes it easier for the monster to try and get in your head. So it's very uncomfortable. And I've also, when it comes to the social anxiety, it is even worse and super heightened at parties or any type of social event now, which it never was like that. And I still love to go to parties and social events. Like, that's a part of me. Like, I love to be in these type of environments. But now when I'm in these type of environments, sometimes I'll have to leave because in the middle, I'm damn near on the verge of having a panic attack, because it's like, oh my God, there's so many people. Oh, look at those girls over there. Are those girls talking about you? These girls don't fucking know me. Are those girls talking about you? Oh my God, I think they're looking at you. Do you have something on you? Like, maybe you have something on you. Like, oh my God, like, are you being weird right now? I think you're being weird. Like, what are you doing? Like, oh my, it's just like, whew, y'all. The thoughts start coming, and then my stomach starts nodding, and then like, and I've never been the person to be self-conscious. Like, I've always been the person to be like, I don't give a fuck. But anxiety is like, it's literally like, it's like two different, it's like I said, it's like a little monster. I was gonna say like two different me's, but the anxiety me is not me. And when it starts, I don't know how to make it stop. And it's been to the point where on Instagram, which y'all can follow me on Instagram, I'll put it in this video, because like I was saying in my other video, I see that people don't really see my social media handles in the intro to this. My social media handles are in all my intros, but people, I guess, maybe are skipping past the intro. So I'll put that up here. But on Instagram, I had asked people, I was like, because I know that anxiety is it's something that people commonly struggle with. Like, I'm not the only, like, it's not like some rare thing, So I asked people on Instagram, I said, what do you do to deal with severe anxiety? Because at this point, it's severe. Like, it's interfering with my life. It's interfering with my sleep. It's interfering with just everything. Like, I have to give myself prep talks in order to get ready to start my day if I know that I'm going to have to be in front of a whole bunch of people for my day. Which again is weird, because then it's like, like something like public transportation will give me anxiety and stress me out. But if I were to have to give a speech, like say I was giving a speech in front of a room full of people, I wouldn't have anxiety at all. It's just very like, I don't know how to explain it to you all. I really don't. So, yeah, so I asked people how do they deal with severe anxiety, and people were, dropping a lot of helpful tips, like a lot of helpful tips. And one of the things that people were saying, I think, was it's like 5 things, like, or it starts with 5 things. I think it's 5 things you can see, and 4 things you can hear maybe, or maybe it's 4 things you can touch, but basically you just count down, and it's supposed to help you regulate the anxiety. So whenever I feel it coming on now, I've been trying to do that. Now, I mean, granted, it doesn't help all the way, but it definitely kind of takes my mind off of it a little bit. So I'm very appreciative of everybody who answered and was like, here are things I do to deal with mine. As for the reason that I don't smoke anymore, I used to smoke every single day, you guys. I used to smoke every single day for like 4 or 5 years, like every day. Now, I wasn't those people that was every day, all day. I was never one of those people that's like, oh, I need to smoke to sleep, or I need to smoke to have an appetite to eat. I was never like that. But I was like one of those people that was like, hey, y'all trying to sesh? I got 5 on it. Let's go smoke at the pool or something like that. Like, I've always been one. I like to smoke, and I would like to smoke and go do things. So when I used to smoke, I was never the type to be like, oh, let's just smoke and sit around. I just couldn't, because then that would, I would get anxiety off that. So what I would notice is one random day, and this wasn't in 2017, this was a little bit before then. One random day, or maybe it was in 2017. I think it was one of the towards the beginning of me like really starting to notice my anxiety. But again, smoking was not the trigger for my anxiety, so I don't want y'all to think I'm putting those two together. But one random day I was smoking and I started getting really bad anxiety, and again, I was just like, okay, whatever. It's just this one day. Maybe I just, this not the strain of weed that I like. So didn't pay any mind. Then I started to notice that every time I would, and I kept trying it because I was like, my head, I was like, man, maybe you're just tripping. So I kept trying to smoke after this. And I kept realizing that every time I would smoke, and then especially after I started to realize, because my anxiety would start to get triggered when I wasn't smoking. So I was starting to get anxiety outside of even smoking. And then what I started to notice was the smoking would trigger my anxiety even heavier. And I would get so paranoid, and not paranoid about the police, about authority, not paranoid about that, not paranoid about getting caught, no, none of that. It was paranoia of, are you living your life in the right way? Like, are you on a track to be what you want to be? Like, are you really doing everything that you could be doing to get to where you want to go? And oh, by the way, while I'm stressing you out thinking about all these things while you're in a social function, also, hey, are they looking at you weird? Do you feel like you're being weird? Did what you say, was that just weird? Oh, okay. That wasn't weird? Okay, so back to your life. Like, where do you plan to be in 5 years? Like, do you have enough money saved up for this? Like, you have this coming up. Like, do you, like, you need to do this, you need to do that. You need to write out a business plan. Oh, you already wrote out the business plan? Well, you need to perfect it, because is it really where you need it to be? Do you feel like you can accomplish a business plan in this amount of time? Like, it would just be, like, triggered. Like, anxiety would be through the roof, triggered. It would always be like, you're not where you need to be in life. And I would just start obsessing over it. Every time I would smoke and every time I would get anxiety, that is exactly the thoughts that start, is you're not where you need to be in life. Every single time. So I honestly I had to stop smoking, because every time it was making my body feel so, my body started to reject it. Like, I can't really describe it. I physically would feel it. Like, my body started to reject me smoking, and I was heartbroken at first, keep it a bug, because I was always that friend that was like, girl, I'm finna smoke till I'm in my 70s. Like, what? Like, my kids gonna sparkle with me. Like, girl, bye. Like, when my friends will be like, oh, you're not gonna want to smoke forever, I'd be like, girl, I'm smoking forever. Like, you think I'm not smoking forever? Girl, I'm be smoking right before your wedding. Like, child. But yeah, it didn't work out for me that way. I literally just started getting very, very bad anxiety, and then smoking would trigger it even more. And then I just ultimately was like, you know what? After I literally, y'all, I fought it. I fought it very hard. I fought it for like a year. I was like, no, I'm not giving up smoking. Like, fuck that. Like, and I would just keep trying, and it would just keep triggering that intense anxiety. And I was just like, wow, like, yeah, you're really gonna have to stop this. And with the weed triggering it, what I would notice is indica, the one that makes you sleepy and real super, it's like a downer. Indica triggered my anxiety the most, the absolute most, because I don't like anything that's a downer. I do not like to feel sleepy. I do not like to feel sluggish. I don't like to feel slow, physically or in the head. I don't like to feel slow, and that's what indica would make me feel like. Sativa, because it was more of like of course you're still chill because it's weed makes you chill, but sativa is like a different type of chill. Like, you're still functional and you still want to do stuff, and so like, sativa was always my favorite, because I was like, okay, like, I want to smoke and do stuff. I still want to be able to function for my whole day, and I don't want to feel like I'm slowing down and like everything's going in slow motion. That's gonna freak me the fuck out, because then I'm gonna get anxiety, because then I'm gonna start feeling that, are you where you need to be? And so yeah, so sativa wouldn't really make me feel like that, but then ultimately all trees started to make me feel like that. And then I was like, okay, like, yeah, you're gonna have to, it's a dub, sis. I literally had this pep talk to myself. I just said, yo, it's a dub, sis. You're gonna have to stop this because it makes you feel crazy every single time, and your anxiety is just through the roof every time you smoke. So that is why I no longer smoke. Do I miss being able to smoke and not have anxiety? Hell yes. Do I condone smoking? Hell yes. I don't mind it. I don't mind being around it. I just can't smoke. Like, I can't smoke anymore. So yeah, so that is all in terms of anxiety and just not being able to smoke or whatever. So if you all struggle with anxiety, which I know plenty of you guys do, because like I said, it's so common, please leave tips and tricks in my comments, you guys. It is greatly appreciated because it's getting bad. Like, it's getting bad. Like, I did a reading. I don't know if you guys are like spiritual or not, but I did a reading, and literally during my reading my anxiety came up, like, and yeah, so my anxiety came up in my reading. If you guys struggle with anxiety, again, just leave it in the comments below. Please keep them positive. If you guys just have interesting stories about you know, bouts of anxiety, I just want to open up the discussion for everybody, because in the Black community, I don't feel like we talk about things like this enough. And mental health is wealth, health in general is wealth, and we need to talk about these things. Like, as Black people, we need to talk about these things. So oh, and as Black people also, I feel like I don't feel like I can trust going to the doctor and telling them this, because I have already had bad experiences with doctors not taking me seriously or not believing me. So I've been really just trying to struggle alone with my anxiety, and it's very uncomfortable and it's miserable, and I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I can't explain to you how crazy it feels when it happens. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm ranting now. So please leave positive comments below. Share your stories, because I would love to hear your stories, because being able to relate to other people just makes you feel a lot better. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. I'm fine.